So I wanted to make a quick video about how to prepare for a craft show or market. That's what I'm doing right now, so I figured I'd make a video about it. So I wrote down the types of tumblers that I feel I am best at. So here's my really messy childlike handwriting. So tacket, V-split, so a vinyl split, peekaboos, Milky Ways, what I call a colorful Milky Way, and alcohol ink. So currently I have prepped a bunch of vinyl split tumblers here, and I just did various designs because you really want to show off all the different ways that you can make a tumbler. So I chose multiple different kinds of vinyl, multiple different designs. There's a full one, straight bottom, triangle only on the top, triangle only on the bottom, vinyl right in the middle, and I'm gonna do various different glitters and designs on what is now the metal part of these cups. I've also prepped some Milky Ways or colorful Milky Ways. I've already chosen the glitters and I've spray painted them. So I already have those ready. This is a regular Milky Way, and this is an example of what I would call a colorful Milky Way, where I add different colored paints into the epoxy instead of just white. Here's a peekaboo that I'm making. I know my area is a mess. This is just how it goes. So really my advice is not to spread yourself too thin if you're getting ready for a market, and you want to make sure you have some cups on hand ready to sell. Especially if you don't really want to get a bunch of orders. Personally, for me, I like to make a bunch of cups and hopefully sell them on site instead of getting a bunch of orders. So it's definitely best to choose the types of tumblers that you enjoy making and that you are good at, and make a good amount of those to prepare for your market. Here's a list I started out just to kind of get my brain in order to get ready for this. So you're going to want to make sure that you price out your tumblers. So if somebody says, how much for a tumbler like this one, but not exactly this one, and you want to make sure you know how much you're going to charge for certain tumblers. You need to know how much you're going to charge if they want that certain tumbler, but with a decal added to it. Make sure you're prepared for those questions. In the past, I've been like, oh, I don't know. You got to really think about it, and I want to make sure I'm prepared for that this time. Also, make sure that you have your Square app, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, whatever you want to accept. You need to make sure that you have those all connected properly and ready to go, and maybe organized on your phone or your tablet, whatever you're using. Have them all in the same spot so you can be quick. Have some cash ready, 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, have some with you so that if people pay cash, you're ready with change and it's not a big ordeal that maybe causes them to not buy a product because you don't have the right change. I wrote down here to print out care cards, which are basically little cards. I just print them on usually cardstock, but sometimes regular paper like this. Just telling the customer how to care for their tumbler. I always put on there to hand wash it. Don't leave it in a hot car or a freezing car. All of these things can affect the epoxy, and it just will last so much longer if they take care of it properly. I also have a photo book with printed out photos of my tumblers that I've made in the past, so people can flip through it if they stop at my table. They can flip through and see what I can do in case they want to make an order. Another thing, I don't have like an example of this at the moment, but make sure you have as many tables as you're going to need for whatever size space you are paying for. Make sure you think about the sun or the weather. You might want to put up a tent, and make sure you have a tablecloth. Like my table that I'm working on right now is just covered in paint from my kids. It's their art table. Make sure you have a nice looking tablecloth. Like I said, a tent to cover yourself from the sun or maybe potentially rain. Just be prepared for these types of things. Make sure you have chairs that you can sit down when it's slow. I think that's it, but if you have any other suggestions, leave them in the comments. I hope this video is helpful for you in preparing for your maker's market or craft fair. Thanks for watching.